Well, not a building you're going to miss. We are at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Today, a couple of rivals from the NFC East squaring off. Between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And here we go from AT&T Stadium. Dory Jackson now to return it. The coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. First carry here for the rookie from the U. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. First down, here's Dak. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. The Adam throw was on target. Gotta help your guy out early in the game, right?
Yeah, it's not on the quarterback. I think we can all see that that was a catchable ball. But I've got a feeling he'll volunteer to take some of the blame anyway. That's just the way he's wired.
Back to the air, Prescott. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Andrew Makuba makes the play. And the Eagles are going to have it after his second interception of the season. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They run it with Saquon Barkley. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock him behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Down to the 10. He does it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles don't need long to take a 6-0 lead. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Jackson now to return it. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. I love the aggressiveness from this defense.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss. This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
No connection on the last play. Now it's third down. Here he goes, third and long. Got a man, Bailey has it. How about that play, Brock? On third and 14, they find a way to convert. New set of downs for him from the 46. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's down to almost, oh, no, actually going to give him the 30 here. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll be first down, Dallas.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
First and 10 now from the 30. Another carry for him. And they take him down just as he gets inside that red zone. It's a gain of 11 there. That picks up the first.
Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, first and 10. Prescott, a quick throw, complete. He's blocked down a little short. No, actually they do get him the 10-yard line.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Just a yard left to go on second down. Prescott here from the gun. One connects. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys make it a one-point game. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. It kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
That one splits the uprights. And the Cowboys tie this game 7-7. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Fielded at the 7. A great effort, but he got popped at the end of it. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Taking a deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
That's a pretty cool look right there of the kind of coverage you're going to see when you play man-to-man. And that down and distance, you've got to be sharp on the outside. That DB certainly was.
Hurts trying again on second down. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown there. And things look tougher now with third and long.
Listen, this guy's reputation certainly precedes him in any game he's on the field, but it doesn't always keep QBs away from challenging him, especially early. But you know what will deter quarterbacks? Results, and those are the results he's looking for.
On third down, it's Hurts. It's caught by Wilson. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hurts throwing again. On the move, past the 40. He is down to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 22. And that's good for an Eagles first down. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
First and 10. Here's Hurts. Down the field. He's got Wilson. And he's going to get this down to the 9. That puts him in goal to go. Hurts yet again. Forced out to his right. Same guy, Wilson again. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards in the double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
Great. 181.
Barkley. Can't push it across. They make the stand. It looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too.
I'm going to guess at some point, whether it's in the huddle or over there on the bench on the sidelines after this drive, QB is going to go apologize to that running back. He just ran him into one heck of a negative play.
Hurts now on 3rd and goal. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles break the tie here in the 1st. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone. So the football will come back out to the 20.
Their own 20-yard line.
Play clock getting close to 0. We get it. Timeout. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10.
Yeah, there we go. I think.
Dak now from the gun. That's caught left side by Bailey. He hits him for a gain of 6. He's up to the 26. Working quickly here.
A 6-yard pickup brings it 2nd and 4 at the 26.
From the gun is Prescott. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
And I think that's a little taster, a little entree of what's to come for this wide receiver. He's going to have to make some plays into some contested coverages, and he couldn't do it right there.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
Jade, I've talked to you over the years, the transition to the NFL where the windows to throw are small. On 3rd down, smaller. Put dime defense on the field, and those windows become almost non-existent.
Breaks the tackle. That's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. Hits him on the in route. Still has some space inside the 35. Gets it to the 15. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. catch of the game. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles double their lead to 14.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Jackson now to return it. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
They've got first down from the 31.
Yeah! Here we go! 20! 26!
Here's Dak. He throws a bullet down the left sideline. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got second down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home.
Yeah! Here we go! 20! 23!
Third and long for him here. And they're able to take him down, and that sack is how we're going to end our first quarter of play. One quarter down for these two NFC East teams. 21-7 is our score. Back to AT&T Stadium in just a moment. Second quarter all set to begin, and it'll be Cowboys football. And from their own side of the field, they're going to risk it here on fourth. They're going for it. Here's Prescott. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. Sidney Brown makes the play. And the Eagles will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on fourth and that kind of distance. And an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Couldn't find a completion on first down.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No luck on first down. Here's second and 10.
Great. King, field. 180, 180.
The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of the passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Hurts now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. Another kick bounces off their hands in the end zone, Brock. Back-to-back chances to escape the field, and they dropped both interceptions.
A 29-yard attempt.
Elliott connects there, and that makes this a three-score game.
What a season this guy's having. Yet to miss on a field goal this entire year. I really hope I didn't just jinx him.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Jackson now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
First look, a little pistol formation as they come to the line. 1st and 10. With a dive up the middle. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. Offense to the line fast.
First down.
Looking from the pistol, Prescott. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing it. Unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
After the incompletion, still at the 38, it's 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Dak. Throw secured by George Pickett. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Guys, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
Doesn't get much beyond the line. A yard at most. Knocked down by Jahan Campbell.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he's going to be bottled up just a few yards into that 2nd down run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he only gets a couple yards. They are well short. It's 4th down.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Well, apparently a little too long to run the field goal unit out. The offense staying put to go for it. Back to the well again. And that's a stop. The offense stayed out there on 4th, but now they're headed off after they turn it over on downs. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hurts. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up.
That's simply a difficult tightrope walk to stay in bounds on a catch that far downfield. What an effort. Just too difficult a play to make.
Sending a receiver left. 2nd down. Hurts throwing again. He lays out over the middle to bring that one in. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Hurts gets it out wide, complete. And they bring him down around the 34.
Johnny Wilson. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Cowboys' 34-yard.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They go play fake with Hurts. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit. Okay, you get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win.
It's Hurts once again. Finds his back. Here's Barkley. We got the football clock, but not the first. That stopped just shy of the marker. 4th down.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I could think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And This is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. It's a gain of 4 there, and the fourth down call pays off as they'll move the chains.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Tiger Hornet. Hey, Silver. Delta.
And again, here's Hurts. And he will score. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles could push this to a 4-score game as they take a 23-point lead. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles make it a 24-point ball game. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Cowboys just about set. Here comes first and 10.
Hey, here we go. Hey, 47. What do you think?
First down, here's Dak. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. This one misses the tight end. And we'll see what they do here on second down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Second and 10, still at the 28.
Yeah. Hey, kill. 480. What do you think?
Back to the air, Prescott. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock. The problem's on the business end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Pete, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Yeah. What do you think?
Prescott now on third down. He completes it in traffic. And he gets this one up to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. That's good for a Cowboys first down. Which to the 2-minute warning from AT&T. The Cowboys trailing in the early going. New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Here we go. What do you think?
Dak throwing again. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Dallas.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You've got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Prescott here from the gun. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And this is down all the way to the 3. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them first and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll try and punch it in. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. Second and goal coming up. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. to 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal. And in for the Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys chop some of the lead off before the half. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. Kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Set to return it. Here's Will Shipley. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. 19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Buys time, rolling right. Now here he goes. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
Well, QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Absolutely fires this one right side. And they don't connect there, so only 6 seconds remaining. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock. Trying to find A.J. Brown. And 4th and 4 coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Punts away, and he really pulled out the lob wedge here. It is soaring high as they try to pin them deep. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment.
Younghoe Koo set to kick off.
Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Starting at the 10. Ooh, a big lift from the coverage team there. That's going to stop things before they can get it to the 30. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. Play action. Hurts has it. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. On it, and he nearly picked it. So couldn't hang on in the end. The offense got lucky on a risky throw there. It's 2nd down.
When that ball left his hands, Kate, he envisioned a massive play, and he nearly saw it happen for all the wrong reasons. What a great effort there defensively to track the ball and be in position to nearly pick it.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. Good game continuing here for Wilson. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. The Eagles are in punt formation. And he'll try to hit this one well. touchdown as that one comes to an end.
I'm sure, Kate, that the coaches would prefer he not flirt with disaster on the return. There's no additional damage done, however, this time. We should get the ball back, and everyone could breathe just a little bit easier.
To the line come the Cowboys. Good starting spot here, 1st and 10. A give now from the gun. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
43-yard line.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Back-to-back carries here. And that one doesn't get him much. Give him maybe a yard. It's 3rd down.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Throw here, 3rd down. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he takes it into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle field open or close? Do I got a single eye or too high? Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays can follow.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over. Over.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. New set of downs for him from the 46.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
First down, a run with Barkley. And they catch him, but not until he's picked up 8 yards. It's 2nd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he's able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. Along the right sideline, there's space. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles make it a 16-point ball game. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles take a 3-possession lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Jackson now to return it. Makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Long back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle.
The tackle by Jordan Davis. That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Here we go, here we go. 26.
Here's the long back on the handoff. And this is going to go in the wrong direction. He loses just about the amount of yards they needed to get there. It's going to be 4th down.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
The Cowboys signaling for their first time out, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Full quarter to go, but they feel like they got to make their move now. They aren't going for this.
Here we go. Right there. 26.
They do snap it. Here's Prescott. Throw it deep to the left side. And again, they drop the interception. This time it's a good thing, though. Much better field position without it. Snakes at the turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Right, set. I hear you, man. Crowd left, yes.
On first down, Hurts. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles could push this to a 4-score game as they take a 23-point lead. It's a Marquise Brown touchdown.
Those front office personnel people love to pair speedy wide receivers and ask their coaches to do just that. Put some play action in there. Let him go run. Because with his speed, that route is a winner, winner, chicken dinner.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles make it a 24-point ball game. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Jackson now to return it. He'll head out of bounds on the return. Dallas getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Dude, I was on the field, the young high school quarterback, just last week. And I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other, give him a chance to make a play.
Finds him on the crossing route. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Hey, let's get those next-gen stats out here, Kate. See just how far he had to run between the snap of the football and when he finally got the throw. Did a beautiful job of settling down into zone coverage, even though it took him a whole lot of distance to get there.
Here we go, 46. 26.
On first down, they'll run. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. It's Nolan Smith there for the stop.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. They give it to him again. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Yeah, here we go. Warning. Hey, kill.
Going to the ground again on first. Like the turnaround these last two plays, huh? Nice gain on one, and now they get it behind the line. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
And he's forced out of bounds after a nice play there, but still, Brock, not enough to avoid third down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Cowboys football as we're just really counting down the moments at this point. This game's gotten out of hand. Third down and 2 here. The offense coming to the line for its 7th play of this drive.
Yeah! Here we go, party! Everyone, kill! 26!
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. First and 10 from the 41.
Yeah! Hey, kill! 26!
Dak now from the gun. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. He came down on that sideline. Second down coming up.
I'll tell you what, you give him another foot of space, and he's going to bring that in for a nice gain. The throw, it just didn't give him enough real estate to establish possession before he hit the sideline.
Second down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass.
Here we go. 26!
Throwing again is Dak. Throw is caught. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
The Eagles into the nickel, third down coming.
Yeah! Here we go, party!
Third and long, they're going to throw. He's got it, complete to Pickens. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They gain 14 on the play. That's good for a Cowboys first down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Trying the right side. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I think anytime these offensive coordinators in the NFL call a run play, they're just hoping for something positive. To get a first down, that's a bonus.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10. Give to Williams from the gun. He'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. Offense up to the line fast.
A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
Prescott, a quick throw, complete. And he's blocked down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
Brings up third and 6.
6 yards to go here. It's third down.
Yeah, here we go. 26.
From the gun is Prescott. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. And the Eagles take
defenders, they influenced that throw, and even more so, took it away.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10.
No touch that. No touch.
They'll start this one out with Barkley. Hurries this across the 25. That's the 45. There he goes, right sideline. And he scores. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles keep running away with this. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles continue piling on to this lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Turpin with a return. A decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Well, hold on a sec. We've got an Eagle hurting pretty good out there, and they're going to head out to look at him. First call here coming from the shotgun.
Here we go. Wide in.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Connects on the crosser. And this is going to take him off at across midfield there at the opposing 45. They get 27 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory.
Yeah, here we go. I said wide in.
First and 10. Here's Prescott. This is a heater going deep. And they pick him off again. Sidney Brown makes the play. And the Eagles are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, these were the kind of plays they needed, frankly, earlier in the game when it was still somewhat close. By this point, still a great play, but a bit of a hollow highlight with the game already decided.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down.
No touch that. I know you want it.
Barkley off the pistol again. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play with whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Great. Set. No touch.
Hurts tucks it, starts running. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Took the ball himself for a big run.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43.
No touch that. I know you want it. No touch.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. This is going to make it down to the 24-yard line. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
They'll come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, Great. Set. No.
Another carry for him. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Dallas. Eagles very close to an 11th win this season. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Great, set. Hey, let's go. Trimmer. Delta.
Back to the well again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a couple of yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Great, set. Delta.
Hurts tucks it, starts running. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, really quick decision making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Great, set. I didn't anyone hit. Delta.
Plowing up the middle. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Eagles continue adding to an insurmountable lead. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Jackson now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down.
At their own 25-yard line.
Cowboys just about set. Here comes 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. It's complete. It's Javonte Williams. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic. But it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Dak to the air here. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. He almost threw another one. Back-to-back throws now that should have been picked off, partner, as he continues making risky decisions with the football. Well, it sure seems like they have found the wrinkle in their coverage that this QB just can't quite read. Brock got him on a pick on the last drive, and they should have had him again right there.
Kate, I can't tell you how lonely a feeling this is.
Yeah.
One interception, you don't like, back-to-back drives. That's a really hard walk off the field.
Big strike here to Williams. And he's going to be hauled out on a gain across midfield down inside the 45-yard line.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
Taking a final shot at the end zone. And there's our last stand image of this game. It's intercepted. And they get to him and tackle him on the return. But will this turnover count, partner? I don't know. There's a flag on the play. So the Eagles will fly out of here with their own win. And I know it's different for every sport, Brock. So is this the point where we'd say this winning streak is official? Might have something to it. 3 wins in a row now after this latest triumph.
Well, you get to this point, and what happens is you get to that building the next day, and everybody feels good. Secretary feels good, chef feels good, kitchen feels good. Everybody's feeling good stacking these kind of wins in a row.
So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Dallas.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the in your mouth. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Yeah. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life without me. Both feds in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other rapper got it, but shouted he not out. Who set the city on fire soon as he got free? The king back now, don't even know how to act now. Hit the club, hit before I sat down. Still ballin', money stacked tall in shack now. Still push a button to let the roof on the lag down. I'm on the road doing shows, put my Mac down. Mississippi to Philly, Albuquerque to Chat Town. I got the crowd yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front to back, they yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Get with other southern rapper hooded than this. I got rich and I'm still in a hooligan clique. You be rapping by, I'm moving the bricks. Talk about, now we're doing it, prick. You in the face, you gon' be suing me quick. If I catch another case, I know it truly be missed. So I'ma keep a cool head, stay out of the news headlines, and show these other rappers it's bedtime. It's clear to see that I'm ahead of my time. I copy chromed out, hard top career with a shine. I got some time, they ain't I get better with time. Who got a flow and a live show better than mine? I got a packed house yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front to back, they yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. You wanna beef with the king? What is you gon' do when you show up on the scene with a 2 Drew on you and your friend and play a little 2 on 2? If you do half of what I do, you'll be hitting the deck. I got to get some respect. I'ma make it hard for another sucker to flex. Show 'em this ain't the squad for a sucker to test. Pimp, but too large and we way too fresh. Work well with. And quick to check a lane like a game of chess. You wanna be better, bring your best. Cause we be standing in your front yard yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot